Hi Leo, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. Hope you guys are having a good holiday season and have a happy new year as well. This is your January 2025 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's Celtic Crossbred as always, and also pulled the 4 agreements and wisdom and oracle card for you guys. But we're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright, we have the South Node, and the South Node's actually wrapping up its transit through Libra currently, and it will be moving into Virgo a little bit before the midway point of the month, and that's actually going to be moving from your third house of communications, short journeys, and siblings into your second house of possession, self-worth, and finances. Alright, we have Cancer, and quite a bit going on there. So, of course, we're going to have the full moon Cancer around the 13th or 14th of the month, I believe. And then Mars will retrograde back into Cancer right around the 6th or 7th of January. It's currently in your sign. And it's going to be pretty close to that full moon as well. So, definitely a lot going on with Cancer this month. And lastly, we have 12. So 12th house energy for you guys is, well, once again, Cancer, right? So yeah, definitely some significant energy going on there. And in general, 12th house points to spirituality, blind spots, and mental health. All right, so we'll keep that in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the 7 of Cups, which is Scorpio energy, and challenging that, we have the Strength card, which is the major arcana card for your sign. So to see these two things here, I feel like this is saying that maybe you have an awareness of a lack of clarity, right? And the challenge could be to actually knowing that, right? It's one thing to know that, but it's another thing to hold yourself back anyway and possibly putting your foot in your mouth. Now, I do have to say, for some of you, this could actually be saying that you see that someone else in your environment doesn't see the situation clearly. And, you know, maybe you know that if you were to correct them, it wouldn't go over well. So you could just be biting your tongue in that regard, right? Like, okay, like, you know what, according to them, they got it all figured out. Let me just step back and let them do it the way they want to do it. So that could be the challenge you guys face with this month. And if that's the case, it seems like that might be someone even within your home environment. In the foundation position, we have the 5 of Swords. So yeah, so for some of you, maybe this is partially why you're doing that as well, because you come to the realization, like, you know what, if I were to say anything, it's just going to become a conflict anyway, so what's the point? So maybe because you've already experienced that in this dynamic, or if not, you know, maybe you just have a gut feeling that that's how it would go. In the past position, we have the Queen of Wands. So this is Aries energy here. So yeah, so to me, this says that for some of you, you really have, you know, you really did try to take that softer approach to the situations. And I feel like this is something where there already has been discussions more than likely. So yeah, like I said, maybe for some of you, you tried to approach it a certain way, in a more diplomatic way, and it might have still became a conflict anyway. All right. In the present position, we have the King of Wands. So this is actually the trump card for you guys. So again, we see your energy coming up pretty strong here. So yeah, so to me, this says that, you know, I feel like for the most part, you're just doing your best to avoid the drama. So I feel like you can see that it's in the environment, right? You could sense that it's in the air, but you're just doing your part to withdraw from that. In the near future position, we have the 5 of Wands. So yeah, similar energy to what we were talking about with the 5 of Swords and the foundation. Again, like I said, for a lot of you, I feel like this won't directly impact you, but only because you saw it coming, you know? So you're like, all right, you know what? I can already see that this is going to become a big disagreement, right? So let me just keep my head down and stay out of it. Right, in the position of your influence in the situation, we have the 3 of Cups. So this is Cancerian energy here, which of course we talked about that did come up in your dice as well. So yeah, I feel like this is just saying that again, like I said, I get the energy that you're aware of these volatile energies around you, and you're just doing your part to just completely avoid it, which seems to be the right approach at this time, at least. In the environment position, we have the Tower. So yeah, so again, given the way that we've been talking about this spread so far, I feel like this is saying that ultimately this is going to impact those around you, and it looks like you're avoiding being directly involved in this. So for the majority of you, I feel like you're not even going to be surprised if this takes place, because again, I feel like it's a situation for a lot of you where you feel the writing's on the wall. But I do have to say, for a small section of you, for this to be in the environment, just be a little bit cautious. So, for example, if it's you, and you have to really tap in to figure out if that's the case or not. But if it's you who's been avoiding looking at something, right, that's been in front of your face and, just trying to avoid having to address it and take action on it, then this could actually backfire you, backfire on you in that regard this month. So just be on the lookout for that. But for the majority of you, I still feel like it's playing out the first way we discussed. All right, in the hopes or fears position, we have the King of Swords. So yeah, so a lot of you, this is probably just hope, right? Where you hope that, okay, hope that I'm the one seeing things clearly, right? And if that's the case, like I said, for the majority of you, that is the case. But maybe because if there's so many people seeing it differently, you might start to second guess yourself after a while. Like, why is everyone else seeing it this way when I'm looking at it a totally different way? All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Empress. So yeah, so to me, this is an indicator that says that yeah, you're really just doing your best to stay out of any drama this month, right? Just stay in your own lane, relax whenever possible. And again, like I said, given that it is going to be a bit of a bumpy ride this month, looks like that's the right approach to take anyway. All right, and the bottom of the deck we have the Ten of Wands. So this is Sagittarius energy here. So yeah, so maybe for a lot of you that's part of it too, right? Where when you see these things bubbling up beneath the surface, it might even be one of those things where, like, you know what, been there, done that, right? Like, it's not even in a judgmental way, but you're just like, okay, I can see this is clear that this is going to play out for these people. I've been there and done that. Don't need to repeat that lesson. And you're withdrawing from it. All right, from the Four Agreements deck, we have don't make assumptions and ask for what you want. Right? It says find the courage to ask for what you want. Others have the right to tell you yes or no, but you always have the right to ask. Likewise, everybody has the right to ask you for what they want, and you have the right to say yes or no. So yeah, sounds super simple, right? But I feel like sometimes it does get lost for some people, and maybe that's even the dynamic that these people are caught in, right? Where they're not asking for what they want, or if they're told no, then they cause this whole big dramatic scene, but that's what I see with that. All right. And from the Wisdom of the Oracle, we have Observer. There's the artwork, and the number is 49. So yeah, to me, that already seems to line with part of what we were talking about, where I feel like this is one of those things where you could see that tower moment coming for these people because of the dynamics they're engaging in, and you're just doing your best to avoid all that. But let's see what it says. All right. Essential meanings says perspective, objectivity, neutral observation from a distance. The Oracle's message. Most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experiences, so much so that they come to believe that these are their only reality. There are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times in your life. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about the conditions, people, culture, and environment you're engaged with now. You'll be so happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will indeed find. So yeah, definitely a positive message there. It makes me think of that energy of when, like we mentioned, the Mars retrograde leaving your sign and going back into Cancer soon. So that sounds like an energy to a good time to embrace that energy as well. All right, the relationship message says sometimes you just can't see the forest for the trees in your way. Feelings get all jumbled up, and often you hear one thing when a person says another. It can be like an echo of an unresolved past experience dubbed over your conversation. Take time out before you react. It's likely the other person has no idea how his or her words have affected you. Take a few steps back and lend understanding to the situation. Have faith in your connection and trust that you can come together. Take the higher ground now and cultivate curiosity about what you observe in yourself and others and in the landscape. You will find things much improved sooner than you know. So yeah, definitely a positive message there, and at least for some of you, that seems to align with what we were saying. Where for a small percentage of you, it might be you that aren't seeing the situation clearly, and you're avoiding it, and that could cause a tower in that regard. So if that's your situation, hopefully that resonated. And lastly, we had the prosperity message. It says that it is an advantageous time for you to get some distance from what you're doing and see your work and your projects from a different perspective. The trick is to connect to the essence of your goals and aspirations while letting the form and timing be dictated by spirit. You may be too personally attached to an outcome and unable to see the miracle because it's not turning out exactly as you planned. Trust spirit. The perfect version of your abundance is right in front of you. Remain neutral and curious and watch the miracle unfold. So yeah, again, a positive message there as well. So hope whatever resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up there. Hope you again are having a good holiday season and have a happy new year. And I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.